good, YouTube?
Welcome back to our channel. So in today's video, we are talking about money mindset and how we manage our money as a married couple.
Yeah, so we hope this is helpful for y'all, man. I feel like we really went through like the process of just changing our relationship with money over the past few years. So in this video, you know, you'll see footage and we'll be kind of talking over it. So think of it kind of like a audio vlog.
Right. So like Shay kind of just mentioned, over the past few years, we've gotten really serious about managing our money. And we've gotten serious because honestly, we just got tired of not really knowing what money was coming in, what money was going out. It was like we were just getting our paychecks, paying our bills, going broke and waiting for the next check to hit, you know, and it was really just a vicious cycle that we wanted to get out of. But before we can kind of talk about what's changed in recent years, though, we want to share a little bit about how we grew up and how kind of our upbringings have shaped our relationship with money as adults.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we put them in kind of buckets of like limiting beliefs, right? So I feel like a limiting belief growing up about money was the idea that it's hard to make more money. And for me, this solely comes from just kind of only seeing my household only really have kind of like one income coming in, you know? Whereas now, I think now that we older and able to do things on our own, we realize the importance of
having multiple streams of income and getting creative in how you make that extra money. And also growing up, seeing that the only way to make more money was to work overtime at your job and like work these extra crazy long hours. And that's just not always the case. That's not the only way to make more money.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially with social media now, so much more easier to make more money. I mean, all you have to do is upskill, right? Get a certificate, get certified in something. I mean, go to barber school, whatever. You could be selling pies on the side, cut hair, do this, do that. So, yeah.
Really, once you realize that there is plenty of money out here and there's enough money for everybody, you really start to kind of overcome that idea that it's too difficult to increase your income.
For sure.
So a limiting belief for me that I had around money that's really shaped me as an adult is that credit cards are bad. And I think that really just comes from seeing like on TV, in movies, or around family that anytime you put money on credit cards, you just automatically go into debt. And you don't it's not easy to get out of that debt, basically. And so that has really shaped like how I view credit cards, and it's made me really scared of credit cards up until recently.
Yeah, I would say, and to add on to that too, we weren't taught how to use credit cards. Like in my household, it was layaway. Like it was like, all right, like, you know, you put something on layaway at Burlington or Macy's or JCPenney or something, and then you pay that off over time, and then you get the item. Whereas I felt like you said, credit cards were just bad. That was kind of like banned. So it was never even taught how to properly use the credit card, which is what we've learned how to do. Right.
We've learned how to actually research the credit cards, understand what points and what rewards that the credit cards have so that we can make sure that the credit card makes sense for us. And another thing that we've been really intentional about doing with our credit cards is, as much as we can, it ain't always perfect, but whenever we make a credit card purchase, we try to put that money to the side so that when that bill hits at the end of the month, at the beginning of the month, we have the money to pay the balance. Like I said, it's not always perfect, but it really, really helps, and we encourage you to try to do that if you are able.
Yeah, for sure. So like right here, I mean, you know, we at Target in these clips, and
we're using
like we're using our Target red card, and as soon as we leave the store, we always try to put that money right back into that sort of account.
Yes.
And I think that kind of rolls into our sort of last point, which we'll try to like make it make sense. But essentially, a big thing for us has been switching over to a different banking system, right? And so I think the limiting belief behind that is that you can only save if you have extra income. We really struggled with saving, even when we were both just making $50K each. So we were a $100K household. But we just struggled to save. It just seemed like we never actually had any extra disposable income or any type of savings. We switched over to a bank account called One. we're currently not with one anymore. We're with a different one called Cube, but they're essentially the same thing, and they have like the same features and functionality. So we'll just call it the New Cool Bank. And basically, this New Cool Bank has multiple accounts that you can set up and share between each other. So, you know, they call them kind of like these little accounts or pockets or whatever, right? And so, like, for example, in that last, you know, scene when we were at Target, we have a pocket set up for our Target credit card. So let's say, and we split everything 50-50. So let's say we spend $60 at Target on our red card. You put $30 in.
I put my $30 in from my own personal bank account, and then Shay puts in the remaining from his own bank account into that shared Target account that we have. And we have that set up for each of our credit cards. We have that set up for an account set up for all of our different bills, and that really helps us to stay on top of things. And not only that, like not even just bills and things, but we also have accounts set up because, you know, it's still important to treat yourself and make sure you ain't just paying bills. So we also have individual accounts for retail therapy and self-care, our own individual savings accounts. But having those shared like bank accounts really help us to, it just really provides transparency in how we're spending and how we're saving, because at the end of the day, you know, we have financial goals and we have to make sure that we are putting forth the effort and giving our finances the attention that they need.
So to put a bow on it, we do want y'all to know that our income has increased over the past couple years, but that big money mindset shift, that came before we saw any big pay increases. We were both making $50K each, and we really hunkered down and changed our whole relationship with money.
Right, because it doesn't mean much if you're making more money, but you don't know how to manage it. So it's really important to not wait until you're making quote unquote big bucks to have this healthy relationship with money. So we hope this video has kind of got you thinking and got you feeling inspired about your own money and got you thinking about your finances a little differently. We're still learning ourselves, so definitely let us know in the comments what limiting beliefs you have around money that you're trying to overcome.
And let us know, you know, if y'all want to see a more in-depth type of review over how we actually have our kind of bank accounts and shared accounts set up. I mean, we don't mind sharing, you know, to the maximum extent that we can. We'll blur out numbers, but still kind of show you like, here's the app we use. And here's some of the functionality.
Yeah, definitely. And with that, we will catch y'all in the next video.